What's going on, wrestling fans? This is your boy, Mr. Team Bring It, the controversial one, the crazy one, you know, the black and brown, you understand. So, welcome to WCC Aftermath with my co-host, Mr. Captain Ron. How you doing, buddy? What's going on with you? How you been? How you drinking? How you liking that meal? Highlight and stand? What's going on?
Oh, damn. I'm actually enjoying the high life right now. I'm actually glad that June is over, so that way all the crazy shit can finally end, and that way we get to the real shit. Hopefully tonight WWE will start actually getting the memo, but I highly fucking doubt it because it is WWE and it is ran by crazy crackers.
Oh, wow. Okay, he said crazy crackers. Okay, all right. So, as y'all know, we just got done watching Money in the Bank tonight in Boston, Massachusetts, if I'm saying that correctly. Yes, I am, and that's the hometown of John Cena, of course. And before we go on to this show, we just want to make sure for all of our WCC fans that you make sure that you subscribe to this video at WCC Live 24/7. Just always make sure to leave your comments, your concerns, blah, 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 how you like this video, what you did like about this video, your comments about Money in the Bank. We always want to, have this, little discussions with you guys because we know that you fans out there is very opinionated, just like all of our wrestling fans in WCC. Okay, so with that being said, Money in the Bank. Ron, I don't know, buddy. Out of 5 stars, I will probably get this probably like 3.5. And the reason why I would give it so low is because I think that this pay-per-view was predictable. We knew from the very get-go that who was going to come out the winners. I mean, just, Seth Rollins, John Cena, and the shit leading to SummerSlam, and, all those factors came into play. So we kind of knew what was going to go on. Now, as far as the quality of these matches, I will probably have to say I'll give it probably maybe a 3.5 still. I mean, no, I take that back. I'll probably give it a 4. Some of the matches were pretty good, surprisingly not. But, for a Money in a Bank pay-per-view, you want it to be spectacular. You want it to be off the chain. Sometimes you can't really get what you want. So.
Well, I think that honestly, everybody's still worried about, the old school. They want that old school feel. I mean, they want the old school Money in the Bank ladder matches where they saw basically, Jeff Hardy flying off of shit. They saw Shelton Benjamin doing shit that pretty much no Negro should ever do. Where they had surprises that actually kept the fans involved. And I think that, in all honesty, if that was their definition of surprise, then they're royally fucked going into the second half of 2014 because they didn't really honestly give us anything. I mean, yeah, you're right. This thing was flat out predictable. I think that everybody pretty much knew for a fact that basically the Authority was going to basically have some kind of hand in either the title match or the Money in the Bank briefcase match. And sure enough, lo and behold, 1 out of 2 ain't bad. I'm pretty sure they would have preferred to go 2 for 2 tonight, but hey, shit happens. But we all know what in all likelihood is probably going to end up sitting here happening. We know that basically the Authority will have their say about what's going to happen and what's next going to happen. But I really don't like the predictability that they're doing now. So I'm going to literally flat out give this. I mean, you were generous with your rating. I'm going to give these guys a 3, and the only reason I'm giving them a 3 is because of the fact that they could have did better, but it wasn't their worst showing since WrestleMania. It still was right up there along the lines of they could have honestly given us something better to smile about, but they didn't really deliver.
So you're telling me that I was being generous? I was trying to be nice. I was at least trying to say, 3.5, okay, probably, The quality matches was, it was good. It was decent. It wasn't a bad pay-per-view.
I can't even say that. I honestly cannot say that basically the quality of the match, the quality matches were decent, but let's just be as realistic as possible. Was there anybody tonight that won that nobody in this conference or even on WCC Live 24/7 could have honestly saw coming? The answer is no. And in all honesty, there was at least one thing that pissed me off about this entire night, because I pretty much was unblemished all the way up as far as basically picks go from the main event, except for one match, which I'm hoping we get to soon, because that one just sent me to different shades of, are you fucking honky crazy or what? That came and fit into my head.
All right, so let's go through. Okay, so let's go through some of the reviews, and then we're going to break them down with myself, Captain Ron, and our callers that just called in. Welcome, callers, for coming in. All right, so Daniel Bryan breaks his silence for the first time since him being stripped of the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. So I hate to say for all of you Daniel Bryan fans, and I am one as well, it seems like his news is going from bad to worse. And the reason why I say that is because he told us some news that reminds you 2 weeks ago he said that he wasn't really feeling his right arm, like he can't really feel any, feeling in his right arm. So it seems like he has to do another neck surgery. And and you could tell in his demeanor when he was talking, when he was addressing the Boston crowd, that he's nervous, because this might be an Edge and Stone Cold situation where they actually was forced to retire. And the way Daniel Bryan is going down that road, it seems like he may be exiting out of the WWE in the near future. It's just right now his future is really uncertain, because right now he's in no shape to fight. So more than likely he might not even make it to SummerSlam. That's the fucked up part about the whole situation. Bo Dallas came out to interrupt. I'm sorry, I'm not really big on this Bo Dallas, Believe! I'm like, first of all, you look like a fucking Chucky doll. That's number one. Number two, you come out there like you just this shit. I'm sorry, but Bray Wyatt is way better than you, and I'm sorry, but this whole inspiration speech is pathetic. I'm sorry. It bores the fuck out of me. But anyway, he comes out there. He talk about how Daniel Bryan needs to, don't be so down, and one day he'll reach that ladder of life or some bullshit. I'm sorry, I wasn't paying no attention, but Daniel Bryan just told him, I said, why don't you do this for size? How about you both leave my sight? How about that? And he was just like looking like real saucy, like, that smile just went away like quickly. I said, yes, get your ugly ass out this damn ring. Nobody don't want to see your punk ass. But anyway, and then after that, everybody was saying yes, 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 and all that other shit. Okay, so we go on to, let's see, Luke Harper and Eric Rollins. They was talking about their tag team title shot. Preview wasn't really worth a damn, really. Let's see. The first match was the WWE Tag Team Championship. The Usos versus Luke Harper and Eric Rollins. Do you want to talk about this? Because I think this was a sweet-ass match, to be honest with you.
Oh, hell yeah. Absolutely. Because I know that, old Douglas was pretty much all about basically how this was going to be the night where the Wyatt family was going to have that nice little clean sweep where Bray was going to win the briefcase, and his brothers were going to actually be able to walk out as tag team champions. But as I told him on Friday, as I'm telling all the fans now, it's just not their time. They're kind of like those fish you catch and you say, nope, sorry son, it's not your time. You're going back in the water. It's pretty much what it came down to for these guys. Yeah, they've had a pretty good following, but it's been mainly their brother that's been getting all the noise, and not them. They're not believable yet. They're not marketable as tag team champions, not like the Shield was, because at least then they looked dangerous. They looked ruthless. They actually put on the persona of it. Just because you sit here and you go in there and attack Kane, been there, done that. Just because you attack Daniel Bryan, hey, guess what? Been there, done that too. So you really ain't got nothing to actually show for it, and now But this match here, this beautiful piece of work here, was probably one of the best tag matches I think I have seen in recent memory as far as this tag team title matches, because there hadn't been many in WWE, at least in the past year. For them to sit here and give us something where basically it's actually four guys who come up who actually wrestle, who actually can wrestle, can put on a good match, can actually sell a product. Oh yeah, this match right here definitely got basically at least as far as the score out of 5. These guys got about 5.1 out of 5 in my book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this was a fucking war from beginning to end. Hey, look, I'm gonna call it now. Best match of the night, probably second to the first Money in the Bank match. But yeah, have to give off to this match. You know what I'm saying? Like I tip my hat to them for real. They really pulled off a kick-ass match. But of course, the Usos, they retain their titles, but they are still in danger of losing their titles. I'm not gonna lie, because it's like, you know, like the Wyatt family, they are after the Usos, and like I said, this rivalry is not going to short out anytime soon. They just getting started, ladies and gentlemen. So congratulations to the Usos for retaining their titles. All right, so we go on to let's see. Dean Ambrose sends a message to Seth Rollins. You know, Dean Ambrose is my nigga. That motherfucker, the titty man, quote unquote. This man, I swear, know how to do a promo out of this world. When they call him the Joker, yes, he is psychotic. He is deranged. He is off kilter. I mean, oh my goodness. But he was sending a message to Seth Rollins talking about, I'm going to kick your ass. I'm going to come after you. I'm going to break your neck. I'm going to snap it off, and then I'm going to use it as a ball in the ball, and I'm going to make it strike. Pretty much. But anyway, so we go to the WWE Divas Championship, Paige versus Naomi. I thought Naomi was really going to actually win this match, but Paige is still kicking ass as usual. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it was a good match. It was a really good match. But I think Paige just, I don't know, she just took over the match. I mean, she was kind of like getting her ass whooped before, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, earlier in the match, and then, you know what I'm saying, Naomi just, I don't know, just lost it. Then I went to go take a piss.
I'm sorry.
Maybe I was drinking too much of that beer. I don't know. You know, Heineken does that to you, but still, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But in all honesty, that's been kind of the MO when it comes to Paige. It's like, you know, she was like she's getting pretty much just beating the shit like there's no tomorrow through the entire match. And somehow, some way, she gets that wheel going with her, and then all of a sudden, it's a whole other gear for her. You got to give Paige props because she still is technically an NXT and an NXT rookie, and she's still at least putting on a good show. She's putting on, she at least sits there and at least can sell that product, which is pretty much saying a lot, considering have the women that are on that roster that still believe that Paige, you know, is not that person to sit here and actually sell their product. But when it comes down to it, Paige is definitely doing a damn good job as Divas Champion, considering who is left there that has at least God-given actual wrestling talent, and, you know, went up, it goes, and that sort of thing. If you have the skills, you can get the job done. And with AJ pretty much on that shelf for a while, it actually is good to at least have a Divas Champion that, you know, can at least pick up that slack that was left by AJ. I mean, you don't know where she's good, you don't know where she's bad, but you just know she's damn good when she actually gets on her A game in that ring. So I got to give Paige credit where credit's due. She's at least sitting here delivering when it matters most.
Okay. All right. Let's go to our next match. Paul Revere versus Adam Rose, a.k.a. Paul Revere was he was Damian Sandow. Oh, my goodness. If there was a pointless time filler, it would be Damian Sandow. And like I said on the WCC forum, this is just a waste of talent, pretty much. I don't know what the fuck they're doing with him. It's just every week he either coming out as LeBron or Shaquille O'Neal or some coon that's just coming out that's, like, really worthless. Anyway, he lost that match to Adam Rose, so I don't know if you really want to talk about this.
No, just simply put, Damian Sandow was a lemon and should have been a rosebud. That's pretty much the only thing that can be said about that.
All right. Okay, so Let's go to the Money in the Bank. The first one, Seth Rollins, Jack Swagger, and let's see. I'm sorry. Let me do that again. Pause, rewind. Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, Rob Van Dam, Dolph Ziggler, Jack Swagger, and Kofi Kingston. Well, we already knew that Seth Rollins was going to be the absolute favorite because they've been pushing him for God knows how long, for I don't know how many weeks ever since he did his little heel turn. I don't know, bro. I really wanted Kofi Kingston to win. He was inches away from winning that Money in the Bank, and he did some spectacular. I mean, dude, we seen some things like, oh my God, we seen a super duper suplex where Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins was all the way on top. I mean, they was on this big-ass ladder, and Dean Ambrose did this superplex on Seth Rollins and landed right on his neck, and it was sick as fuck. That was one of the highlights. And then Kofi Kingston, he did a backplex to Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins landed on a ladder that was like, that was caught in the rope and on the ladder, and did the suplex and landed on his back and like flipped I don't know how many fucking times and shit. But yeah, Kofi Kingston came very, very, very close to being the Mr. Money in the Bank, but for some apparent reason they're not going to let a black man win a Money in the Bank. For about the 700 millionth time,
how often have we sat here and had these conversations about how Kofi Kingston has gotten so close and how he should have been that guy, he should have been that guy, he should have been that guy. It's like we all know how good Kofi Kingston is, natural, raw talent from top to bottom. We know pretty much he's been in storylines where he has been in storylines with world champions at that time, and yet still, I think Chief Bob pretty much said it best. Not a fuck was given in regards to WWE Creative. They're doing anything and everything in their power to make damn sure that not one Negro, yes, I said it, Negro will be hoisting up the WWE World Heavyweight Championship in the near future, which pisses me off even more because let's be as real as possible. As good as Seth Rollins is, Kofi has paid his dues. Kofi's paid his dues.
Exactly.
With all due respect, Jack Swagger's already won it. Rob Van Dam has already won. Already won it. Dean Ambrose has gotten close, but no cigar. It would have been great to have Ambrose versus Rollins outside of a Money in the Bank briefcase match. The obvious winner should have been Kofi Kingston, but what did they do? They just give us a finger and say, no, we don't give two shits about what you fuckers want. We only give a shit about what we want. And this is pretty much the true story of how every African-American in professional wrestling will probably never sign on that dotted line no matter how good the bennies are when it comes down to WWE. If they're not going to have a shot at sitting here making history, nobody's going to fucking care. Plain and simple.
Exactly. And like I said, this was probably, I would say, the match of the night, pretty much. But I still disagree about Seth Rollins being the Money in the Bank because, like I said, he only been a singles competitor, just like, Dean Ambrose, like Roman Reigns. They only been singles competitors for, like, I don't know how many weeks. Probably like about, 4 weeks, 3 weeks or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I think that was, like, clearly disrespectful for them how they treating Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston been in these kind of matches 5 fucking times, and yet still not coming out as the winner, and that's kind of bogus. Now you can sit up here and say that, yeah, this is part of the storyline, Chris. Well, of course, Seth Rollins is pushing him, but at the same time, you gonna give it to somebody that have not even proved they fucking stripes. Well, you gonna give it to them.
Any storylines like, okay, you saying this is what's best for business? Take your business and shove it up your motherfucking ass, you lying sacks of shit. Don't give me this bullshit about
how you don't want to give it to an African American and just leave it at that. I would respect you more if you
by all
kept the
means,
shit real.
Do that. Don't blow smoke. Don't blow smoke up our asses. We're black. We're big kids. We can handle it. I promise you. We're good at that. We've done it for so fucking long that we are good at that shit. We will literally sit here. We have faked it with the women that we're with long enough to sit here and be able to fake enthusiasm for a fucking wrestling company. Don't sit here and blow smoke up my ass.
As far as Kane goes, Kane came out to help Seth Rollins win that damn championship. He pretty much, because at one point in the match, Dean Ambrose dislocated his right arm or whatever, and he had to be escorted in the back. Then he came back out again when Seth Rollins was getting ready to get that money in the bank. He came out. He pretty much was like beating the shit out of Seth Rollins or whatever, you know what I'm saying, and he knocked him down. And then when Dean Ambrose was going up to the ladder or whatever and getting the briefcase, here comes Kane. Kane is so fucking irrelevant. It's like fucking ridiculous. You already know this motherfucker is getting ready to retire. So now what he's doing is he's doing Mrs. Doubtfire duties, pretty much cleaning up after Triple H, saying, Triple, I can hear Triple H now. Kane, I need you to go out there and I need you to distract Dean Ambrose for me because I don't think he needs to win. Yeah. And blowing all that fucking water out his fucking mouth and shit. Yeah, like I said, oh my God. Look, I'm so fucking disgusted with the booking of the WWE sometimes. I just don't. I'm done. Okay, look,
Let's move on. Let's just, for the love of God, move on before I start throwing up.
Exactly. Ryback, Curtis Axel versus Goldust and Stardust.
I'm sorry.
Do you want to talk about that?
Finally, for the first time in months, Goldust gets a victory over. Goldust gets a victory over Ryback. So that's the whole you need to know.
Hey, dude, you want to know what's so? Look. I'm all about the Stardust, right? I love the theme. I love what Cody Rhodes has done with his gimmick. But at the end, that was kind of gay between him and Goldust. You know how Goldust was like filling up on Cody Rhodes. Man, I said, wow, this is like really.
It kind of seems like it runs in the family. If you don't remember Dusty Rhodes and the Sapphire days, I mean, last time I checked, if a black chick is sitting there in the ring dancing, you start pulling out.
Wait, hold on, pause. You said what again?
Anytime a black woman is dancing in the ring, you literally are not just sitting there just dancing with her. You're literally making it rain and making sure she gives you a lap dance. It runs in the family where the crazy gayness just sits there and just runs rampant in the Rhodes family. I mean, have you ever seen Mama Rhodes? No.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Starting to make me wonder.
But anyway, just to make the long story short, Goldust and Stardust, they came out as the victors. Okay, so we go on to Layla, Summer Rain, argue over Fandango. Next.
Thank you.
Let's see. Rusev with Lana and versus Big E. I would have to say this was a brawl out of this world from beginning to end, and it's kind of bad that Big E has no form of an identity. This man went from a no talking coon to now he's what's his name? Yeah, I don't know where did he get this? This Martin Luther King gimmick from talking about, I pray to the mountains. I will reach that mountaintop. I will get to the promised land.
Does it sound familiar? This really doesn't sound familiar to you? I mean, this is pretty much almost sitting here saying Ron Simmons is going to come back onto the camera with his Nation of Domination gimmick, and that's pretty much what it's
look. It's like I was watching Eyes on the Prize all over again or some shit. I'm like, dude. Anyway, getting to this match, all right, look, it was a brawl, but we already knew that Big E was not going nowhere. He was going to, especially that spear. The spear was fucking nasty. I'm going to tell you like this, folks. That spear that he did to Rusev was so ouch. That's all I got to say, so ouch, that this man was bleeding internally, straight up. The shit was sick.
I'm telling you flat out, that spear was so sick. Lana squirted out 2 Russian babies in the process of that shit.
So stupid.
I'm just saying.
But that match was won by Rusev, so no surprise there. All right, so we go to some. Boo. So then now we go to some backstage bullshit. Stephanie kicks Brie Bella out of the building. Pass. Nothing to really talk about on that one. Pretty much she was talking about, like, get this bitch out of my building or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So, anyway.
Jealousy is a hit sometimes.
Exactly. So, we go to the next match, Summer Rae versus Layla. Do you want to talk? The shit, I'll tell you like this, folks. Shit was so fucking boring, motherfuckers started chanting CM Punk.
I'm sorry, wait a minute. A Cup versus A Cup equals probably, Paul Martin's 5-second masturbation. That's about it. Moving on.
Okay, so we go finally to the main event of the evening. The second Money in the Bank for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship match, consisting of John Cena, Roman Reigns, Bray Wyatt, Randy Orton, Cesaro, Kane, Sheamus, and Alberto I can't get it right. Del Rio. Okay. So, I'm sorry. I'm just disgusted. I don't know if you really. I don't know. Should we just open up our lines?
I'm thinking in my head with this one because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of pro Cena, anti Cena's out there. Just to let the cat out of the bag, ladies and gentlemen, John Cena is confirmed a 15-time world champion. Fuck you, Wikipedia, for fucking up my shit. John Cena is a 15-time world champion as of tonight, thanks to basically, I don't really fucking know, don't really give two shits about it either. But yeah, let's go ahead and just give in to everybody, because I'm pretty sure everybody's going to have their pieces worth to say about this one match alone, plus all of the NOD comments that we got to say. So let's let her rip.
Before we open our lines, we want to just make sure that we let everybody know that this was actually a spoiler, because people knew this shit a week before Money in the Bank, and here is why. Somewhere on some site, there was a poster of John Cena and Brock Lesnar on a SummerSlam poster. And, that pretty much let the cat out of the bag, pretty much. So we pretty much already knew that John Cena was going to win this match. It wasn't because his hometown loved him so much and whatever, and he was going to win the championship. No, it wasn't because of that. He was going to win because he was going to face Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam, and that was pretty much a logical choice, even though I am a John Cena hater, swear to God. So anyway, let's open up our lines. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for coming on the show. So let's get
what's going on, people?
Hello.
What's going on, man? Let's talk to the most vocal one of WCC, Mr. Doug.
Oh,
now,
shit.
You've been hearing
go.
some of the shit that we've been talking about, and you've been a very vocal person in WCC. What's your thoughts for Money in the Bank tonight?
Chris, trust me, this is going to be good. You're going to love this. I will say this. The first two matches I enjoyed, the tag team match and the Divas title match, which I would say were probably my two favorites. The
Hands up, Doug.
Adam Rose versus Damian Sandow, I was like, who is smoking pot on this match? The first Money in the Bank ladder match, good but bad ending. And then the shit started to the point where I almost threw my controller out of my PlayStation. Like Baxter versus Goldust and Stardust, I was like, that match was boring. And you know what the sad part was? Stardust was only in that match for 3 minutes. Goldust did most of the work, which is funny. In fact, because Goldust is older than everybody in that ring put together. Then you had Big E versus Rusev, or as I call it, Big E versus Bulldog. I'm sorry. Anybody who enjoyed that match, I have to question where you dropped on your head, because not only did I give that a negative, let me repeat myself again, a negative 5 stars out of 5, I actually would say this. I would rather watch Hogan versus Warrior 2 from Halloween Havoc before I watch Rusev versus Big E again. That match almost made me want to go up and go to sleep. So congratulations, WWE. You've made me want to have nightmares now for the rest of the evening. Then we get to the Summer Rae versus Layla match. Yeah, that's a 1 out of 5 only because of Layla actually.
Wait. That's a 1 out of 5, and yet Rusev and Big E was like a negative? Are you shitting me right now, Douglas?
only gave that one a 1 was because, 1, me being nice. 2, Layla actually performed a real wrestling move. It
was the tits, weren't it? Be honest.
Wait a minute. First of all, this is WCC Aftermath. We don't care about you being. We don't care. We don't care about you. Caring about these fucking matches, especially with the Summer Rain shit. Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, there were like no tits in this match. How the fuck are you gonna give that a 1?
Because at least I'll be honest, man. Besides Layla actually performing a real wrestling move. Tits and ass, and I'm sorry, as much as I love Lana, yeah, she couldn't do enough for me. Biggie was boring me.
You're full of shit.
Make me want to mute.
You are full of shit. A chick in that tight of a dress, you say she can't do anything for you. Don't give me that shit.
Oh my God!
Okay,
If it doesn't give you an erection, oh my God! Come on now.
Wait, was that the lead?
Match.
It is on my bucket list, Chris. Sorry.
If Layla was not in that match as manager, would we have still enjoyed it? Would you guys be praising it? Hell no.
No, but because she was there, it made it enjoyable.
That was the only reason that match was enjoyable, and the only reason I didn't give it -6. So be happy with that. As far as for the main Money in the Bank match, yeah, it was predictable. As much as it would have been nice to see Cesaro win, but like Chris said, and I said on the main event, it was spoiled that Amazon.com posted the poster of the next SummerSlam, which is Lesnar versus Cena. So now it's pretty much at SummerSlam a guy who most of us don't like versus a guy who most of us find boring. So let's I'm going to be cheering for the referee in that match. The referee just to knock both of them out and cover one of them and win the match.
Doug, I'm sorry, but I just can't believe I can actually sit here and hear you consider the fact that you're siding with a guy whose bra is bigger than Layla's and Summer Rae's combined.
Wow.
Wow, for real?
Almost everybody in my house was doing that match. And I'm sorry, if I'm going to see Hogan and Warrior 2, hell, I'll give you one better. I'd rather watch Steve Mongo match before Luther versus Big E again.
Wow. So they posted. So Amazon posted a poster of Lesnar and Cena.
Yes, and it got leaked out.
Oh, wow.
And the WWE was not happy about that.
But yeah, WWE's the one that fucking dropped the ball and screwed the pooch on their own shit, and they didn't even have the balls to sit here and say, "Yeah, we kind of fucked up. Our bad. Oops."
Pretty much. So they knew that they were just like, well, we're gonna have this match anyway. So if they know, they just know. So what? I don't. It was just a very dry ending to that Money in the Bank. So it was just kind of fucked up. But, I mean, hey, we live in the attitude. I mean, I'm sorry. Let me take that back. We live in the reality era.
Yeah.
Well, reality, here it is. Out of 3 pay-per-views this month, Best in the World, Slammiversary, and Money in the Bank, Money in the Bank was the worst one.
I'm not surprised, but
Money in the Bank was worse than Slammiversary.
Let's get to you.
All right, disconnect them. What's going on, people?
Huh? Chris, so you see Money in the Bank. What was your likes, dislikes, pros and cons about this Money in the Bank? What did you think?
The whole card was crap, in my opinion. I think that if I was running the company, I would have had Reigns actually win the title, and then in the other ladder match, personally, I would like to see Kofi get the briefcase and actually give him like a real storyline and a real direction for his career. Like, one thing that I saw that really kind of upset me is that you put the same guy in the same kind of match for like the 5th or 6th year now, and you have really done nothing with his career. He's talented. He's good on the mic. He's a good athlete, but you don't want to do anything as far as giving this guy a push. And then you got Big E, who's like mimicking like Martin Luther King or a Black Baptist preacher or something like that. It's a gimmick, and it's a horrible gimmick. And then to have John Cena to be one title reign away from Ric Flair, I mean, to me, that's appalling. I mean, but like I say, the whole card was crap.
Now, going back to the Big E comment that you made, do you think that's more stereotyping the African American wrestlers.
Yes.
Absolutely.
It's a character. It's a straight up character, and it's a blatant slap in the face to every African American viewer or fan of the WWE. It just says, hey, this is what we think of African Americans.
Mm-hmm.
You have Naomi, who's a part of Funkadactyls, finally get a title shot, and she loses. Then you have Big E going against a big white Russian, and he loses. Right. And it's just, it's crazy to me.
Been crazy. Yeah, it's been really crazy because it just seems like they are so fucking hell-bent on, like, making the African-American wrestlers look like trash. And see, the thing is, everybody know that Kofi Kingston is a favorite in that match because he does, like, some breathtaking things, and they should at least give him a push. They tried to do that shit in 2009. He got really far, but, he fell from Earth. He just fell. After his, encounter with Randy Orton, he just fell from grace and never recovered.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Kennedy. Orton's been known to fuck people over in the end.
Thank you for reminding me, Doug. For those that was trying to figure out what happened to Bad News Barrett, well, your Jack Swagger is known to injure folks. Yes, he took out Mr. Bad News Barrett on Friday, I believe. Was it Friday? Yeah, it was Friday.
Yeah, it was at the SmackDown.
Yeah, Wayne Barrett injured his arm again, and he might need surgery. So more than likely, he might be dropping that Intercontinental Championship sometimes very soon, probably. So bad news on that part. No pun taken, though, but yeah. Let's go to some other callers. Area code 843. Who is this?
That would probably be me.
And who are you, sir?
You know me, Chris. Spike TV.
Oh, Spike TV. Oh, okay.
Are you shitting me?
What's going on? So, Spike, did you see the Money in the Bank? I don't know if you did or not.
I seen bits and pieces, and some of the bits and pieces I didn't see, I'm kind of glad I missed. After what I've been seeing on the wall.
Yeah.
And after hearing, yeah.
So, do you? I know because you say you've seen like bits and pieces. Okay, so I guess I'll just ask you a generic question then. So, do you agree with some of these winners that came out from the Money in the Bank, and with the Kofi Kingston and all the other African Americans that we named? Do you agree with that? Tell us what's your thoughts.
My thoughts. I did actually the Kofi Kingston. I'm gonna call that a damn screw job. I did see that part. I did see Big E job to Rusev again, and I seen Naomi get screwed over again. So, and as far as the Usos and the Wyatt family, actually, I'm really solid with that. I mean, I was okay with either one of those tag teams winning that match, obviously. I mean, because both of them can wrestle, they both can get down in the ring. They both, well, I don't know if the Wyatts can actually show love, but they show they love what they do. So I'm okay with the Usos and Wyatt. I mean, I don't know if they can pull that, but I'm pretty sure they love what they do in real life. So I'm okay with those four, how that came out. That could have came out either way to me. Now, as far as what happened with Naomi, honestly, it seems like at every turn WWE loves to shoot themselves in the foot because they did this shit before when Naomi had that fatal four-way match one when AJ was the champ. Then they screwed it up again at WrestleMania 30. I don't know how the hell they screwed that up. That would have been the perfect time. And then here again tonight, they screw over again. I'm hoping and praying they going to do her just like the Usos. Maybe not wait her as long, but eventually have her, pretty much prolonging the inevitable, because I'm pretty sure they can't keep her down forever. But then again, it is WWE, so maybe I shouldn't say that.
Indeed. Because you see what they're doing with Kofi and Big E. Big E turned into a preacher. Kofi Kingston turned into a pick and save, paper and plastic having ass motherfucker for real. So it's kind of crazy. I mean, it's kind of crazy how they're really treating these so-called future stars and not utilizing them. I mean, I think
let's get it right.
Let me tell you what I think about that little phrase they say about future stars. I could take their little phrase and wipe my ass with it like it's tissue because they ain't showing it. Because Big E, they turning him into a 2014 version of Reverend Devon. All he need is that damn reference suit. That's funny. All he need right now. Freaking Big E, Al Sharpton would be proud. He'd be a great preacher. Now, Kofi, I think they purposely put him in these type of matches to kind of try to give credibility to these matches because the man got talent. He got more talent than Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels if they train him together. I'm not dissing Shawn Michaels or Bret, but the man got some talent. The man got some serious talent.
Why the fuck do you need to turn some dude into T.D. Jakes? We're not answering for no Bible study. Yes, it's Sunday, but at the same time, come on now. This is some bullshit.
Okay. Let me tell you something about the African American people. They trying to stereotype us in that way too. They stereotyping us in that way because, they know. Okay, most of the great ministers are black guys. T.D. Jakes, Dr. Creflo Dollar. Then we got what's the other guy name? I don't know his name right now. Oh, I'm gonna just say I don't really know many ministers' names, but y'all get the idea.
Okay, I'm just going to say
this. Kofi? Yeah.
I'm the token white guy, so I don't know any of those people you just said.
I can understand if you do, because not many black people know them as well, because they never watch that channel. They never watch that channel. Not many black people watch that channel.
I'm going to tell them this. If you don't know all these black people that we just named, it's a such thing as Google.com. What you can do is you can type in that name, and then you can, look it up. And then it'll tell you the blackface, and then it'll tell you the history, past, present, and future. No, I'm just fucking with you. I'm just...
No, you wasn't.
Like I was saying, Kofi Kingston, I'm seriously thinking Kofi and whoever the token white guy is, they use your word token. That's pretty much what they use in Kofi as in these type of matches to bring credibility to these type of matches. Because he can fly, he can do dangerous stunts off the ladder. He's basically a black Jeff Hardy that never gets a push.
Well,
notice there wasn't one great superstar in that.
Stop. I'm sorry. I'm actually going to call bullshit on that one. Because I don't think that was true, except for the fact that Jeff Hardy has been a world champion, has been a WWE champion. Kofi, not so much. Kofi's been
he's never got a push.
He's like Jeff Hardy, he'll never get a push. Yeah.
You say he never got a push, but yeah, Jeff Hardy has that one thing that Kofi has never had, and that's basically a legitimate shot at a world champion and a world championship. Kofi pretty much is getting that short end of the stick, and I'm kind of wondering when he's going to wake up and realize, hey, you know what? Obviously, you need something bigger. I know you need the money because of the fact you're this new dad and you got this new kid and the marriage and everything else, but Jesus fucking tap dancing Christ. Even Bobby Lashley caught on to the bullshit going on in WWE because when you literally have somebody sitting here saying, hey, guess what? You're going to be in a title match with John Cena, who you wrestle better than, who you kicked more ass than, who you literally are a more legitimate champion than, but you're going to lose to this no-talent motherfucker from Boston. That is the sign right there that literally flat out when it comes down to it, when the smoke clears, something's wrong with this picture if you have a guy who actually is a wrestling champion from the amateurs and high schools, college, military, no less.
That's some dude that's like a champion of lifting weights. Come on now.
You have them jobbing to this Boston cream pie named John Cena, who I honestly have more talent in my left nut, and my kids can prove it, than John Cena probably has in his entire body.
Wait, did Bobby Lashley ever come out and flat out call them racist?
Are you telling me that none of y'all seen this coming?
Wow. But I'm telling y'all, all Kofi need is a movement that Daniel Bryan did. All he needs to do is to find some people to get a movement, get somebody behind him, get a movement going on. And I promise you, he might end up like Daniel Bryan, maybe more or less without the injuries, but all he needs is a strong movement behind him, and I promise you, he can make it to the top. If Daniel Bryan can do it, he can do it. If Daniel Bryan can do it, he can do it. Bar none.
The thing is with Daniel Bryan, they got a different kind of hatred for him. And I've been seeing this shit for the last year or so. See, the reason why is because he came from Ring of Honor. So the reason why they came, because he came from Ring of Honor, they're like saying to him, like, okay, well, we're going to push you, but only for a short limit of time. And then on top of that, you white, so you in. You know what I'm saying? I'm not being racist, but at the same time, this is the shit that we are seeing in the WWE. And for all of those fans, quote unquote, that said that we go online and we bitch about John Cena winning, no, the reason why we keep bitching is because for the simple fact, you can't find nobody other than John Cena to carry on to this company. John Cena is not going to be in the WWE for a long, long fucking time. You need to build somebody else up to take John Cena's place. So the reason why you want
not going to wake up and realize that, Chris,
champion,
screwing over the two people that could do it.
Exactly, and the reason why they put John Cena as a 15-time world champion is because they're doing the same thing like they did to Undertaker. I still feel to this day that what they're doing, they're destroying past legends that still have past legacies. Undertaker have been defeated in 21 years. They got rid of that damn streak. Now they're working on Ric Flair.
Yeah, that's kind of messed up. I know they're going to do it anyway, probably put John Cena at 17. I'm going to be real pissed off if he even ties Ric Flair's record. But then again, I really can't say that because they're going to do it regardless because they know, one, we going to hate it, and two, we know we going to keep watching because, like, that's how they get us. We hoping and praying that one day somebody or John Cena actually going to follow what he's saying, with somebody actually going through with their legacy. At least he's trying to, like, sound a little humble. They want to permit that legacy. They got to go through him to do it. Now, Daniel Bryan has done that, sort of, kind of. He's done that. Cesaro had a chance to do that. Did he put him over? Hell no.
Nope.
Tenzai actually beat him. But now, let me give y'all another example. Tenzai actually beat John Cena one-on-one in the match. But what they do with him? They turn him into a dancing-ass tattooed, like, wrestler from Japan, and then he's, like, the greatest to announce on NXT now. We don't even see him on TV no more. The only time we even see this dude is if he announces on NXT. That's what happens to somebody that actually beats John Cena legitimate. Somebody that actually proves that they're stronger than Cena. Especially somebody that's been in wrestling longer than Cena. Especially it was the WWE during the Attitude Era. Remember Prince Albert? He was a badass back in the day. What they did with him? Not a goddamn thing.
Oh, well, let's go. Oh, I'm so glad you said that because what did they do when Tenzai returned? Start saying
they turned him into a freaking Japanese dude.
Well, they
actually chanted Albert when he came in.
Yeah.
So, come on
somebody boxed their line. That's what it was.
Chinese dude is.
Yeah.
No, wait, hold on. He was Japanese, Chris. They tried to make him Japanese.
Chinese, whatever. Shit.
I know, they tried to make him legitimate with a freaking tattoo across his face.
At least that was legit because he was over there. So they was
he was over.
No, I was saying he was over in Japan. That's why they brought his Japanese, what he wrestled as in Japan. That's what they brought him back.
Yeah, but they gave him like a little Asian guy. I mean, the guy's so big he'd probably have it as a fucking appetizer.
No. Actually, he probably would have him for dessert. That probably would be his dessert after he done eat the person he wrestled in the ring.
He probably used him as a fucking toothpick. That's why he kept him around. That's why he always carried salt.
Well, a toothpick or a Q-tip?
Either one in his case.
You know, here's the thing with this, and we've been talking about Kofi and Cameron, and I love Kofi. I mean that perfectly clear. I love Kofi. Wish he would have got that title. And here's the problem, and I've said it, I think, a few weeks ago. The majority of the fans, I would be happy with a black champion. I've been no bad about it. I would be happy. Please let it happen. Let's be honest here. Northern fans would love it. Southern fans, which I can say this because I live in the South and people are still stupid. Most people, if they saw a black champion in WWE, would probably be pissed the fuck off. I'm sure there's people here now who live in the South who, when they look at TNA and they see Bobby Lashley as a black heavyweight champion, They want to
let me tell you what somebody said.
Sterling. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Let me tell you what somebody said when Mark Henry won the championship. I told him that Mark Henry was world heavyweight champion back in 2001. This white dude looked at me like I was crazy. Like, I lived to literally prove to him that he beat Randy Orton to become a world champion. It was like, Mark Henry is world champion? Like, yes. Is that so hard to believe? I mean,
because it is.
I don't think it was.
Now, now getting back to my point with Daniel Bryan, my point is with Daniel Bryan, that kind of shows that they can't ignore the fans forever. That was my whole point. If Kofi Kingston gets something like that, that proves that they can't ignore us forever. They're going to have to get off their high horses and give us what the hell we want.
But it'll never happen.
That's all I'm saying.
But you know, Spike, you already know.
Unless they go broke, the United
WWE is not going to listen. They're going to do what they want to do unless we hijack them.
Either hijack or they go broke. I mean, Vince McMahon already losing money as it is, ain't it? He ain't even a billionaire no more, ain't it? Didn't he lose like $3.75 million?
Yep. I mean, that's what happens when you shove people down their fucking throats.
The bottom line is
that motherfucker don't want to listen.
Here is the number one reason
that's what his ass gets.
Here's that number one reason of why you will never see a black champion in WWE.
A legitimate black champion?
You can all officially blame the reason of why we will never see a black world heavyweight champion in WWE ever. You can officially blame it on the one black guy that they actually put in the front row at WrestleMania in New Orleans when the Undertaker lost the streak. Why can we blame him?
Why?
How many actual non-celebrity black guys you usually see that camera actually pan on? None. Not a one. Usually it's some professional athlete or some actor on USA or some guy on Sci-Fi, but it's never some guy who nobody will ever give two shits about. Nobody who's a fuck was ever given. It's always pretty much some guy who has a show promoting and they have to basically do it. Never a guy who's got his jaw dropped with big giant horn-rimmed glasses on, looking like basically T5 and Big Red's illegitimate love child, shows up on WrestleMania with the whole world watching, and WWE's like, oh shit, we need to pan away quick, pan away to like some white girl crying. What do? They pan to a white chick crying, and then everybody starts paying attention again.
You said a love child. I was going to go with Debo's little brother.
Turn the camera.
As good as it is. Who was pretty much you had Mark Henry and Ezekiel Jackson, the two main black guys a few years back when Sheamus, who had just gotten into the company, became WWE champion, and the world heavyweight champion was The Undertaker, right? Well, fast forward a little bit more. Mark Henry, ECW champion, lost it to a little scrawny fucker named Matt Hardy. Ezekiel Jackson, big burly black guy, loses to a twig, a.k.a. Doug Barrett's favorite comeback story, Christian. Really? Are you fucking serious?
Didn't Ezekiel Jackson beat him the last ECW championship match?
Yeah.
Ever?
And not a fuck was given because it wasn't the old school ECW when Taz was running was running that shit. It was the ECW in which it was PG, not rated F for fucking A. That's pretty much the ECW I remember.
Honestly, if Paul Heyman bring back that ECW and turn it into its own company, that would be awesome. I will become a true Paul Heyman guy at that point if he gets enough backup to form a new company. Just form some kind of coalition with TNA and make a new ECW.
That shit
would not have money
within the old unless it was in TNA. That's the only way I should have it. It would not last in the WWE. People would tune in more if ECW actually went extreme all the fucking time in TNA, except for the extreme hardcore justice, if that's what they want to call it. If you actually sat here and quit bringing back all the regurgitation that TNA seems to be bringing, like with Tommy Dreamer and Rhino, basically the alcoholic and the cokehead, then you wouldn't have that many fucking problems. Sit here and bring in,
because I was watching ECW last night on the WWE Network, and I'm not promoting that shit. I'm sick of y'all motherfuckers having them damn triple, second, double takes and shit. Didn't Stephanie just say that 2 seconds ago or some shit. I don't know. Maybe let me check my Wi-Fi. And then it kept doing it again and again and again and again. I mean, dude.
Bottom line, when it sits there, when it sits there, comes down to it, WWE knows they have a problem when the last legitimate champion you had was a Divas title that nobody gives a shit about, and that was Alicia Fox. That right there should be a sign of the apocalypse right there when your African-American talent is saying, dude, okay, this nigga's out. I'm done being your scapegoat. Chris, push the button, mute WWE, and they're all their punk bitches.
You're done. You're done.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of African-American wrestlers, notice that the only person that was close to being African-American, even though I don't think he has 1 ounce of African-American blood in him, was Roman Reigns, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if he's half black or fully Samoan, but he was the closest one to being black. But you see how now we all know they probably wasn't going to have him win anyway. Because, huh?
No, he's full Samoan.
He's full Samoan.
No, he's full Samoan.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no black in him. There's no black niche.
Yeah, kind of like how most people say about The Rock.
Nothing like that, yeah.
No, only
well, let me go further in this then. They don't want nobody, I'm not being racist at all, but they don't want nobody of color, period, to win legit championships. The Usos, tag team championships, God help us all if they split up one day, because neither one of them are going anywhere, just like the primetime players. What's Titus O'Neil doing? He's jobbing in less than 30 seconds to Adam Rose. What's Darren Young doing? We haven't seen him in TV in months.
Right, you see what happened with Crime Time.
That's what Crime Time. What? They coming back. Oh, this is going to be,
Who's Crime Time?
Crime Time's going with another promotion. Most likely, here's your guarantee. Crime Time will be in TNA probably by the end of the fucking year.
Yeah.
I give it next couple months. I give it a couple months. I give it like maybe 6 months max.
That's why all the black superstars are going to TNA is because they have more of a shot at actually doing something. I'm just saying. I mean, it just pretty much it comes down to it when the African American talent in WWE is literally thinking in their heads, you know what, that little company down south don't sound half bad right now.
Mm-hmm. Well, honestly,
especially in Kofi's case, since actually go back to something Spike was saying. Yeah, y'all talking about like that. His push was really done with Randy. No, let me tell you when Kofi's push was really done. When Triple H out there said, "Wait a minute, I thought you used to be a Jamaican."
Oh yeah, he would wait. Yeah, that was at Bragging Rights, right?
Yes,
that was Bragging Rights. Yeah, that's when he traded the sledgehammer for the shovel. He traded the sledgehammer for the shovel at that moment. He basically buried Kofi's old gimmick, and now he's just a fun personality we can all smile to try to help bring us up. Say after a match like, let's see, somebody help me out, what's a real terrible, give me the worst match, non-Cena match, the worst non-Cena match one-on-one that we probably ever seen in the last 3 months. Anybody? Raw, SmackDown, I don't give a damn. Which?
Non-Cena.
Adam match that had them just
Adam versus Fandango. There's one.
Any match with Rusev.
Any match with Rusev. Okay, that one. No, those are squash matches. They should be dark matches.
No. I got it. Anything with Zack Ryder in it.
Zack Ryder within the last couple of years, or Zack Ryder 2011?
Any Zack Ryder match.
Okay, well, Kofi is mostly he's like the hype man to kind of hype us up, put us all in a good mood if he wins the match. He's kind of like, well,
here's your
not jacking on Mojo Rawley.
Here's your big spoiler for tomorrow. If Wade Barrett if Wade Barrett is going to be on the shelf, don't be too surprised if they put that strap on Kofi Kingston just to shut him up about tonight.
Exactly.
Man, I want Kofi to drop a pipe bomb. I want Kofi to pull a don't be as whiny as CM Punk, but drop a pipe bomb, kind of like really. Cause
he's a white dude. I'm serious. He's too much of a quiet coon. I'm trying to tell you.
Oh yeah, Chris, man, you had that conversation. He's too humble.
Sometimes you gotta bring that niggerish out sometimes to let these motherfuckers know that nigga, I'm not gonna be the one to be fucked with, straight up.
Honestly, you need to bring that persona he had with Randy back.
Blast John Cena and blast, Vince McMahon and talk about he wished that Vince McMahon was dead or some shit. Come on now.
No, he said it'll be better after Vince McMahon was dead.
And Chris,
it's all in the same set, motherfucker.
And Chris and I don't always get along, but if everybody remembers that time when Kofi Kingston actually sat here and went all apeshit on Randy Orton's little NASCAR, that was about as coon and niggerish as you could ask Kofi to be. For him to sit here and do that.
Can't they do that with him every week? They say he a wildcat. They say he more aggressive. Why don't they bring that back? Bring the same guy that gave the Miz stitches. Bring the same guy that put Randy, that did the boom jump off a rail on Randy through a table. The same guy that jumped on Drew McIntyre off the top of a ladder through a table. Bring that niggerish Kofi out. Really, make him that control frenzy he used to be. That's what I want to see.
Unfortunately, now
not a heel time, but kind of like Willowish type of attitude.
Well, everybody, thank you so much for coming on the show. I know we gonna talk about this after the show, but everybody, thank you so much for coming on the show. To our viewers, thank you so much for tuning in to our channel. Remember to subscribe to this channel, WCC Live 24/7, and remember to leave your comments. Please join us for WCC Uncensored tomorrow at 10:30 Central, 11 o'clock Eastern Time, right after WWE Raw, after the fallout of Money in the Bank. I am your host, Mr. Team Bring It, and that's Mr. Captain Ron.